Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Everyone who's joining us today. I'm very honored to be here with you. It's so exciting. And of course, this is February, Love Month, and we want to welcome you, everyone, to Karista's live show. Ayan. So yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, maraming salamat po for joining me and our special guest today. So kung kayo po ay naghahanap ng bahay, kung kayo po ay first-time home buyer, this show is for you. Actually, kahit hindi pala kayo first-time home buyer, if you are thinking of buying a property, kasi yung special guest natin is a home inspector. So kung nag-iisip kayong bumili ng owner-occupied home or nag-iisip kayong bumili ng pangalawang bahay, pangatlo, pang-apat, this show is for you. Yan. So, hello po sa lahat ng nag-join us today. So, feel free to say hi in the chat box. Where are you calling? Where are you joining us from? Hi, Kathy. Thank you. So today we're talking about inspection. So our guest today is Joey Paler. Joey Paler's 10 years expertise as a real estate inspector is enhanced by over 15 years of experience as a quality control and technical manager. He acquired his certification from Carson Dunlop Training Institute, the most comprehensive home inspector training program in North America. His management career, education, and his wisdom after inspecting over 2,000 properties ensure clients have an expert professional evaluating their potential properties. So that is Joey Paler, and most of our clients, most of our team who's bought properties work with Joey Paler. So Joey, join us, please. Thank you so much. Hi, Joey.
Hello, magandang hapon. Good afternoon to everyone watching. I don't know where you are, but yeah, do join us for this short afternoon of presentation and learning about home inspection.
Ayan. So we have Mary Ann. Hi, Mary Ann. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Lottie Fell. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. So Joey is going to share with us yung kung anong ibig sabihin ng inspection, the intricacies, and all of that. So Joey, it seems like we have Filipino and non-Filipinos joining us today. So feel free to accommodate both languages in your presentation. So can we show Joey's presentation, please?
All right, I can see it from my side. So good afternoon, everyone. I'll try and accommodate all the different languages out there by just speaking English right now. That's my second language. All right, so again, I'm Joey Paler, and I want to thank B for the invitation to do a presentation and join you guys in this lunch learning hour. And of course, I'll talk to you about home inspection and the importance of home inspection in real estate and everything else related to it. Okay, so I'm a licensed home inspector, and I've been in the business for more than 10 years. To start with, I want to give you a definition of what home inspection is. So basically, a home inspection is a professional consulting service that determines the present condition of the home's major systems based on a visual inspection of accessible features. It focuses on the performance of the home rather than the cosmetic. Again, just emphasize on the performance of the home and not the cosmetic, and not on the building code or design issues. Okay? So where are we in the process of buying a property? So of course, the normal process would be starting with getting a mortgage approval. Once you get a mortgage approval, then maybe you can start looking for a realtor that will help you with purchasing or hunting down your property. So after you finally find a place or the property that you want to make an offer on, one of the subjects or one of the many subjects will be subject to home inspection. Okay, so your realtor and your mortgage broker will be able to guide you through all those process. And second question, or what's the most important question with regards to home inspection we're being asked is, why do we even need a home inspection? Okay, the primary purpose or objective is to protect your investment, knowing what you are buying. So it's like buying a car or buying a piece of jewelry. You want to get it assessed for value, you get an appraisal, almost similar to a home inspection, but again, this is a bigger property. You're looking at about at least, three 400 up to a few $1 million worth of property. So a few dollar investment on getting a home inspection will go a long way with regards to protecting your investment. And then, of course, the second part is the educational part. Educational part is basically uh, knowing what the functionality of all your mechanicals in your house are. When Next slide, please. And when you're living in your house, you need to know how to maintain those mechanical equipments like hot water tank or keeping them in tip-top shape, knowing when your roof will need to be replaced, how to properly maintain your window seals around your house, or how to basically run your furnace, or basically what heats up your house. So those are all important features or all part of our presentation when we do our home inspection for you guys. And on top of that, in the future, when you're ready to sell your property, knowing and having all those maintenance recommendations from us, you'll be able to keep our house in good shape and maybe sell for better price. Okay. Um, and again, the second part is using the home inspection report so you can negotiate. Meaning, when we're done with our home inspection, we present you with a written report indicating what items that need repair, or items that are deficient or not working or not functional. And then you can present this to the seller, and using the report and maybe use it to discuss it with your agent and say, hey, the home inspector reported all these items that need repair. Some are probably small items that you don't really care for, or some are really big items that might cost a few $1,000s. And that's when backing out of the deal is important. Having the inspection report is if the deficiency is large enough, let's say a few $100,000, that it'll give you a chance to cancel or back out of the deal completely. All right. So we've been asked to a few many times why you need home inspection when you're buying a new construction. Normally, new construction, it's covered by a 2, 5, 10 warranty anyway. Why need a home inspector to do that? Especially in today's market, the houses and buildings right now are being completed at the fastest rate because they're trying to accommodate everybody and sell the property as quick as they can to potential buyers. It's not like before, when properties are being built at a longer time, no issues with supply, like we're having currently right now. Labor that are being used right now in construction are some are substandard. So that's why it's important to also have a home inspection for your new building or new property. And second, you don't know what to claim for warranty if you don't know what to look for until it becomes a big issue, or the plumbing starts leaking, or some items or are not properly installed. Okay? So you want these deficiencies fixed before you move in. You don't want to move in and then you have contractors coming in to fix all the deficiency in your house which would be a big hassle for you guys. All right. Items that notice right now, like I said earlier, might be small right now, but may be a bigger problem down the road. So you want to make sure that these items are identified right away. And another thing is getting to know your builder. Some builders have very few experience. They only have been building or developing properties for the last less than 3 years, and some are not very experienced with regards to hiring contractors or subcontractors in developing these buildings. So getting to know your builder means when we look into houses and buildings, we'll be able to find out how good your builder is, or did they cheap out on the materials they use, were all the items installed properly, or been we will be able to identify if cheap materials were used in houses or buildings. And again, it's also a health and safety issue if not all the safety recommendations were installed in the first place before your family are exposed to it. Again, these are all the important educational part of home inspection, and that will be part of again our presentation. So, what are the usual things we look at? We look at a house when we're doing a home inspection. How can we fit in all these items within the time frame that we have, like 3 hours for bigger houses? So we look at the exterior evaluations of the foundation roof. We are trained to do a telltale sign of substructural issues with foundations. We look at how vegetation or water features affect your building now and in the future. All right. We look at exterior structures like garages. We look at all your heating and ventilation and air conditioning system in your house. For the interior, we basically almost touch everything from testing your plumbing system for drainage, water pressure. We check all the functionality for light switches and plugs. We turn on your heating system to test it and check for any structural components in the interior or cracks that might indicate a big structural issue. And of course, we go up in the attic too and see if there's any mold or any issues with air ventilation. And of course, appliances to add to that. All right. So it's a big property, but we are trained to look at all those items that will affect your purchase and your decision making. With regards to condo and strata, we look at aside from the interior of the property, we look at the underground parkade and garage, see if there's any issues with the membrane. Membrane of the building is basically are the components that cover the underground parking ceiling. That would be a big issue if there are cracks or leaks that are present at the time of the inspection, and we'll definitely pass this information to you. Roof, also we need to look at if we have access or the strata gives us access to the roof for inspection, and again also the mechanical rooms of the building, just to see how the strata maintains their mechanical rooms, and just to indicate how up to date they are with their maintenance program. All right. So how long does it usually take to do a home inspection? So it varies from an hour for smaller properties like trailer homes or small condos to as much as 5 to 10 hours for bigger properties. Um, we'll also need some time for you guys to be there at the end of our home inspection so we can discuss with you the findings of the report, and present to you verbally and walk you around the house and show you your mechanical controls and discuss with you maintenance items and things to watch out for. All right. So, of course, after that, we'll be presenting you a formal report that you can keep as a record and reference if you need to discuss with your agent or other parties. All right. Prices. Okay. So, of course, there's always a fee involved with home inspection. Some agents do uh, provide these services, but most of the time, 90%, our clients will be our potential buyers, and you will be hiring us to do the inspection for you. So at the minimum, our charges or fees, inspection fee will be $300 for less than 500 square feet of condo or trailer or mobile home, and then basically goes up depending on the size of the property and the age of the property. No matter where it is, from Chilliwack all the way to the North Shore, we don't charge extra for distance, but basically just the size of the property and the age of the property. All right. Um, and when is the best time to schedule a home inspection? So the more time you have, the less stress it is for everybody, as you know. Because if we have a deficiency that we report to you, you'll have you'll need a few days or at least a day minimum to absorb all those information and enough time to discuss with your realtor agent how to go about it, how to proceed, knowing what the home inspector provided you as a report. All right. At least a minimum of 24 hours should be good. So, what are the common things that we find in houses? So, could be just a minor leak. It could be as big as a plumbing issue, not that requires a few $1,000s to repair. Could also be, badly installed roof shingles that will require again a few thousands to repair. That again, after you know, normally roofs are have a life expectancy of 25 years. If you have a badly installed roof, meaning cheaply installed, then you might not get as good as a 25. You might just get less than 5 years, and you start getting issues with water ingress and of course, structure getting affected by that. Or it could be as simple as replacing a hot water tank. Yes, it could be just $1,000 or around that price right now, but for the amount of fee that you're paying your home inspector, that almost pays for the value of replacing the tank almost pays for the inspection fee. We also have in our arsenal moisture testing and thermal scanning devices, so we be able to identify moisture or water leaks that visually cannot be seen, or I mean our eyes are very limited. So having this equipment in hand, you'll be able to identify hidden moisture that you can't really see right away. And of course, we're only in a house for about 2 or 3 hours, and having these devices in hand will be able to spot and check for moisture or big cold spots where there's big air leaks that's coming into the house that might affect your heating, and identify that right away. Also, major foundation issues, again, that will cost a lot of thousands of dollars. You're talking about basically what's holding the house right now. So anything structural foundation, it could be in the crawl space that nobody goes, to check out. Not all homeowners go into their crawl space because those are really tight spaces and they don't really see what's happening in the crawl spaces. and there might be some major items that's hiding in there, and we'll need to identify that. Also, some issues with mold. Common, attic would be one of the common areas that we'll find them, because attic is where basically the heat rises and all the ventilation coming from your house exhaust to, and if they're not properly vented out, that's when mold starts to develop. And again, just like the crawl space, attic, rarely do homeowners go up and check and just scan around. So we'll definitely have a look at the attic space for any health issues like mold. Of course, safety or electrical hazards like um, bad wiring in your electrical system, or for this photo here is basically after opening the electrical panel, we were able to identify a badly charred electrical wiring. Nothing bad happening yet, but this is a sign that there's something wrong with the electrical system that an electrician will need to attend to and repair ASAP. So that's definitely a fire hazard. All right, so to end my presentation, just basically just to give you an update on what's going on in the market right now from us home inspectors' perspective. So with the market getting really hot, really right now, most of the inspections we're doing, I would say about 30-40% are pre-listing or what would you say, pre-offer inspection, meaning because when you make an offer, especially on houses, their subjects for home inspection or a few minor subjects are removed, meaning so you can have a better chance of getting an offer accepted. So our buyers, our potential buyers, hire us to do a home inspection before they make an offer on the house. So if they think they really love the house, and after a home inspection, knowing that there's really no issue with the house or nothing big that they're really concerned of, then they can be more aggressive in putting an offer and getting a higher chance of getting their offer accepted. Second, we're also doing some home inspection after the purchase of the house. Okay, let's say because the market is so hot, you basically bought the property without home inspection. So we're being hired right now as a post-purchase inspection just to see what the condition of the house is after they buy it. So again, that would be part of the education part. Hey, Joey, need to find out when we need to replace the roof, or how good this house, or how bad is this house, or what maintenance items we should be looking for. So um, those um, those numbers are really going up with regards to home inspection coverage. We're doing a lot more of post inspection. We're doing pre-offer inspections, and of course, our regular inspection or property inspection, where they hire us before they purchase the property. So, okay, hopefully I was able to answer a few of your questions, but I'm definitely open for more questions, and appreciate your time and joining.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey. Thank you so much for sharing your presentation with us. So, a lot of our viewers, again, are Filipinos, and sometimes they're more comfortable in Tagalog language. So, there's just a few, I'm just going to clarify a few things that struck me during your presentation in our own language. Okay? So, first of all, i-stress ko lang na kahit po brand new, magandang idea na i-inspect. And Joey has mentioned a very good point na kasi minsan nirarush ng developer. So you want to make sure na pulido yung pagkakagawa, so nakakatulong. And again, there are a lot of things na nakikita nyo pero hindi nakikita ni Joey. So na-appreciate ko yan talaga na you made mention of that. Tapos you also mentioned that yung cost, some of the people sabi nila $300, $400, $500, and people will say, yung kaibigan ko engineer, so siya na lang yung mag-i-inspect para sa akin. But unfortunately, kung kaibigan mo engineer, yung na-mention ni Joey, yung membrane, he may not have the tools to check that. So again, baka visual lang kasi wala talaga siyang mga equipment for that. Tapos yung roof, aakyat ba sila doon? And all. Tapos yung kung ikaw lang, most likely, ang i-check mo lang yung unit mo. Pero si Joey, i-check niya yung parkade, i-check niya yung garahe, and all of that, yung mga paligid. Tapos na-mention ni Joey na when you do the inspection, 1 to 5 hours, and just so you know, you can be there the whole time, or you can choose to be there towards the latter part. So kung ini-envision nyo na, nasa likod kayo ni Joey habang umaakyat siya doon sa bubong or anything, it doesn't look like that. Really, gusto lang ni Joey na towards the end, when he's preparing everything, nandoon po kayo. So we don't have to worry na nandun kayo ng 5 oras. Cecil said dito. Hi Cecil, dito po sa amin sa North. It starts at $600 pataas ang inspection. Wow, Joey! Holy cow! Bargain ka pala dito sa Lower Mainland. So thank you for sharing that. Crazy, ha? Okay. Now, one of the things that minention mo na nakikita mo na hindi namin makikita as regular people is foundation. So we had a client that nag-offer ng isang bahay and then pangalawang bahay and pangatlong bahay, and every single time nag-fail sa inspection. So bayad lang siya ng bayad ng $500. By the third home, sabi niya nagsasayang daw siya ng pera. Sabi ko, actually, you should see that as an investment because you had seen na hindi pala maganda yung bibili mo. Anyway, dun sa pangatlo, ayaw na niya sana. Gusto ko na lang bilhin. Sabi ko, no, it would be a good idea inspect. Buti na lang pina-inspect niya kasi after that, yung inspector found na may issues sa foundation. It would have cost him $60,000 to fix yung foundation issue kasi nga hindi niya naintindihan yung depth ng problema kung siya lang mag-isa. So I wanted to share that story kung bakit talaga importante magkaroon ng inspection that you mentioned that. Tapos yung roof, so you guys know, roof can be pretty expensive. So it's good to know ahead of time. So we've purchased a property and we knew the cost of the roof. Mas gusto kong alam ko na before I buy kesa yung after, the fact that I have to budget for that. And again, yung moisture, no? Importante ding issue yun. So hindi niyo nakikita yon, hindi makikita ng engineer yung kaibigan. Because again, there's a special tool for that. So those are the key points na narinig ko doon sa presentation ni Joey na gusto kong i-highlight for the benefit of nung ating mga nanonood. Tapos yung result po ng inspection, isn't it true, Joey, that there's no such thing as a perfect house?
No, not even a brand new house.
Exactly. Kasi, right? Because some people, lalo na kung first-time home buyer, when they see the report, pag merong not super satisfactory in any area, they think it's a faulty home. All it is, Joey, like when you share it, is to be aware na merong mga ganong bagay, but you cannot expect a perfect score pag bumili ka ng bahay. Right, Joey?
Yeah. But yeah, we always explain that yung mga expectations minsan ng buyers natin is when they do a home inspection, basically, makikita na lahat na pag may nasira in 5 years, minsan nakakatanggap ako ng tawag, sabi mo sa akin, okay lang yung aming hot water task. Sabi ko, there's always life expectancy for those items. And that will be part of our presentation. Yung mga future costs, repair items, and nothing stays pleasant forever.
Exactly. And then, isn't it true to Joey na kapag sinabi mo may mga ganoon, you also have bibigyan mo ko rin kami ng budget. What is the potential cost? Kung sakasakaling yung nga, na-mention mo yung hot water, maaring 1,000 or to fix a faucet, like ito yung, so that just to give us some idea kung magkano, right?
Exactly. I'll give you a ballpark figure. But there are instances naman na, let's say, we still have enough time before subject removal that we'll need to bring in a specialist. That means they can give you a more accurate pricing of how much it will cost. So having more time between inspection and subject removal will be able to get a contractor in or a specialist in just to give you a more accurate cost for replacement or repair.
Ayan. So yung ginagawa po ni Joey, it's part of your due diligence process. So kung kayo ay bumibili ng bahay, making an offer is just the first part. But there's the due diligence, yun nga, kailangan nyo ng inspection, kailangan nyo reviewin po yung kontrata to make sure, kailangan nyo reviewin yung titulo, kailangan nyo reviewin yung minutes. It's all part of the due diligence process. So yung mga nanonood po ngayong Pilipino, if you want to know more kung ano yung proseso sa pagbili ng bahay, kung kayo ay first-time home buyer, we have a first-time home buyer webinar po in Tagalog para sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino. So meron po kaming registration we're going to share with you. It's free. Para sa mga Pilipino. So February the 10th, that's a Thursday po, 6:30 to 8:30. It's our first-time home buyer na webinar po in Filipino for 2022. If you've attended our webinars in the past, rest assured this is bigger, better, more fun na webinar. So register lang po kayo. Ito pong webinar nito ay para sa inyo. We are so dedicated. It takes a lot of time, energy to do it, but we love doing it because we do it out of love for you all na nasa community. So please join us next week para mabigyan pa po namin kayo ng more information when it comes to the due diligence process because importante po yan. Okay? Joey, the other thing that you had mentioned is tatlong klase yung inspection mo ngayon. Dati, in the old world, mag-i-inspect ka lang pag nag-offer. Ngayon, meron kang before making an offer, meron kang after buying, and then, of course, yung regular. Dun sa mga in-inspect mo ngayon, can you identify kung ilan yung regular inspection versus yung pre and post inspection? Is it heavier now sa pre and post or it's still mas
right now I would say 50% still would be our regular inspections, but the numbers are going up for about 20-30% for pre-offer inspection, especially for properties. Actually, I can't really identify kung Fraser Valley or Vancouver or Burnaby. Basically, it's spread all around, especially for single detached properties.
Wow. Wow.
I just did just to tell you a short story about a property I did 2 weeks ago in Vancouver. Property was selling for 1.4 million. There was like 6 of us home inspectors during the open house.
Wow.
It's a 112-year-old house.
Wow.
I found out on the news a week after that it sold for 600,000 over asking. That's what the market is right now. And I'm not even sure if my buyer was able to get the property. But those are the things we witness in today's hot market right now.
Okay, so if you were listening to Joey very carefully, he's teaching you some strategies in order to win in this hot market. So marami po nanonood ngayon na mga first-time homebuyer or second-time homebuyer, third-time homebuyer are feeling discouraged because sometimes you have to make an offer and you want to make an offer subject free or kailangan wala masyadong condition sa inyong offer. And part of your due diligence process, yun nga, hopefully is na-inspect mo yung property. So yung sinasabi ni Joey, you can propose to inspect it before you make an offer. Now, just be prepared. If you do that, you will spend the $500 kung single detached home siya kahit hindi ka manalo. It's just the nature of...
Yeah. And if you compare, really, you're trying to buy a 1.3 million property and i-equate mo sa $500 inspection.
It's funny you say that because some people nickel and dime on the 300, 400, 500, and then they will put an offer 50, 20,000, 50,000 above asking. It's really interesting how the mind works in that regard.
They'll canvas around for home inspection fees. And they said, Joey, I'm sorry, but we have to get somebody else because he's $50 cheaper. We do it a lot. We try to maintain our quality, and unfortunately, we don't try and match somebody else's fees because we have to maintain our quality of inspection.
I hear you, and for us, we've always referred you sa aming buyers here, and whenever they ask us exactly how much is this, I said, we respect Joey so much. I think it's best that you go to him so you can get the exact pricing from him. And again, you get what you pay for, I believe. And it's worth it kung kakilala mo, kung referred. Saludo kami nga kay Joey. So again, kung kailangan niyo po yung services ni Joey, we've sent the link here. And in this crazy market, please give him enough time to book you. And don't be upset if he's busy kasi nga, it's a crazy market right now. Oh, we have some question here though. Hello. A question here from Barrio is, paano po kung may bankruptcy pero discharge, na-approve po ba mag-mortgage? Thank you po. So thank you so much for your questions. So anybody who has question about buying a home, whether it's inspection related or not, please feel free to type it in. Kung kayo po ay discharged na, meron pong tinatawag na 2+2. You need to have been discharged for 2 years. And during that 2 years time, meron po kayong dalawang new credit. So what do I mean by that? If you were discharged, for example, in January 2020, dapat po by January 2022, meron po kayong dalawang credit card or dalawang klase ng loans na gumagana with good standing during that period before you can apply for new credit. Why? It's because para po kayong probation and that 2 years is your probation. You need to make tapal yung old history with the new one. Kaya yun po yung rule. If you've been discharged, great. As long as you've been discharged for 2 years and you have 2 different types of loans for 2 years in good standing, then you may be qualified for a mortgage. So thank you for that question, Barrio. And we have more information about buying a home if you would like to join us sa ating First-time Homebuyer webinar next week. Any other questions before we go? Kasi Joey has a few inspections that he has to do. We honor him today. He could have been inspecting homes, but this is his public service commitment to the community by being with us today. Joey, any last words for our viewers today? Last words, last tips, anything that you can help yung mga buyers natin out there?
Basically, my biggest advice would be for the money you spend on your house, don't skip a home inspection. Maybe a pre-offer, a post-purchased, but definitely know your investment.
Ayan. So you have Joey's contact. Protect your investment. It's so worth it. And then if you want more information on buying homes and anything to do with financing and mortgages, here's the link. You can follow us on social media. To all of you out there, if there's any topics or any guests that you would like us to feature, please let us know. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I enjoy serving you. I enjoy having you, Joey, with us today. And we'll see you again next time here on Karista Live.